episode of The Real Talk with Claudia Mostaghasi. I don't know that I'm going to remember how many, I don't know that episode 10, I'm going to be like, oh, this is episode 10. I'm probably going to be like, it's second again. But today I have three members from my team. So I did tell you last time that I was going to introduce all my team members so that you meet them. And I have Maria.
Oh,
I have
Maria.
no
Sorry.
Maria.
I thought you were gonna
I have Maria. I have Christine, and I have Lucero. So we're gonna be talking about what they do and how do they start and how do they help your clients or you home buyer when you're wanting to buy a house. So let's start with Christine. So Christine, how tell us about yourself.
So I started in the mortgage business in 1998. So I've been in it for a while, and I basically
For a while.
for a good while, half my life. And I started as a receptionist at one of the places that I worked at, and I didn't know anything about mortgage. I learned it all hands on because there's really not classes like you can go to Del Mar and take something, or, it's online or basically learning from somebody. So basically I went from receptionist, did some processing, went to loan officer, went back to processing, and now kind of doing like a loan assistant, kind of like loan officer position with Claudia.
Yeah. So what exactly what do you do? Like, what's your, what will you tell people that is your like main?
So my main thing that I do is when we get the client, the referral is to call the client, get their information, run the application, make sure everything's good to go, and then set them up with Claudia to have Claudia go over what they qualify for, payments, rates, down payment, everything that they need to know, and just making sure the application has, pay stubs, W-2s, hopefully bank statements, and we go from there.
So, Christine, I had known about Christine for a long time. And then was it 2019? That's when she came. I guess the business where she was going, they were kind of like just slowly dying.
Yeah.
And, and that's when, you had gotten laid off. Mm-hmm. And she came and worked with us. And that's a reality that we're facing right now with interest rates going up. There's a lot of mortgage companies. I just heard big banks, they're on their third layoff wave. Of all the people that are letting go because, applications are lower. There's not as many transactions as they were before. So, I think it was like last year where everybody was getting higher, and remember we were going to do that loan for that processor that was making all this money for like 10 months. And then, I'm like, okay, well, this is like not going to keep up forever. So then anyway, so I got really lucky that she was in that situation, and then she came to work with us. So one of the things that I truly appreciate about Christine is all the knowledge that she has. So since 1998, you can just imagine how many different scenarios, horror stories,
changes.
She has gone through. So she's like literally my walking encyclopedia for loans here. Now, after this podcast goes out, if they call you to try to hire you, you're gonna say no.
I can't. No.
Yeah,
I don't like changing, and I prefer if I can, I want to stay.
Yeah,
like to retire if I can with Claudia, because I don't like change.
But we're not gonna retire, dude. Like we're gonna be working forever.
We're gonna be here like at 80. Still trying to be like, I'll use the elevator all the time then.
Yelling at the client.
I can't hear you.
So now, Lucero, tell us about yourself.
Like, what do you mean?
Like what? Like how many kids do you have? When do you start in the business? How persistent / annoying you were at the beginning when you were calling. Like, I want a job.
Okay, so I will say I I was looking for a job because we had just moved back to Corpus, and I got offered a job at a bank, but y'all looked more fun. So I wanted to be in the fun part. And Claudia, I did my interview and I was like, oh my gosh, I did good. I was a little shy, but I think I did okay. And never answered me. And I was like, hey,
We
it's
weren't
Claudia.
on a rush. Like we weren't gonna rush we weren't on a rush to actually hire people. And then she just like kept at it. Like she just kept like calling and calling and calling. And then I like literally told Chris, like finally, like, okay, dude, like just call that. What's the name of that girl that keeps calling and calling? So by the way, her name is Lucero, but I call her Lucy. No. Yeah, right? Lucia. No.
Oh, you call her Lucia.
Yeah. Her name is Lucero. They call her Lucy, but I call her Lucia.
But when she's mad, she calls me Lucero. But yeah, and then she hired me and I started off as a receptionist, and then I started ordering like appraisals, and then I started doing processing, and now I'm in the front taking applications and talking to you guys, and yeah, we're here.
Yeah. So, perfect example that you can just go all around and learn the different positions that we have. So we like people to grow and not just stay stuck in one place. So, Maria. Now, Maria has a cute story too. So how did you ended up here, Maria?
So I applied for a home loan, and Claudia actually wanted to hire me.
Mind you, she didn't want to apply here. My sister convinced her to apply here with us.
Oh, she didn't want to. I didn't know that she didn't want to apply here.
Well, I mean,
no, she did not want. Well, my sister.
It wasn't my choice.
Yeah, so my sister was like, they're really good. They closed my loan. And my sister is actually the reason why I'm working for you, because she's the one that told me, like, you should work with them. They're super fun. But then when Maria was looking for a house, I wasn't working anymore. And I remember my sister was like, I told Maria to apply with y'all, blah, blah, but for the house. And then Claudia ended up loving her.
And so her sister was actually upset afterwards because I got hired.
Oh, because you were working with the sister, right? Yeah.
I was a medical assistant for 6 years.
So no background on here. I don't know what did I saw on you? I didn't even see you because it was like COVID year. It was over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember she took the application and I was like, what do you do? And then I was actually going over the application, and then I said, what about if you come and work over here? Like, because I asked you, what are you going to do next? Like, what's your next step? Like, and you said, well, there was really no like moving up. And I said, well, what about if you come and work over here? And then here she is. So what do you do, Maria?
So I'm pretty much behind the scenes. I order all the title work, appraisals, VOEs. So I keep realtors updated, but I'm more behind the scenes.
What's our secret for appraisals?
We have our own panel of appraisers. So we have a pretty good turn time.
How long are appraisals taking right now?
Right now, we can get them as quick as 6 days.
6 days? Okay.
Including VAs.
So for anybody over there that are still like believing on what that they're still believing on what other lenders are saying, like, oh, we have to close for 45 days because the appraisals are taking too long. Lie. So we close as fast as how many days?
30 days, but we can actually do 21 days.
22.
22 days. Sorry.
Why 22, Maria? Why 22?
Just in case the appraisal comes back and they need to replace.
Why 22?
Sorry.
Why 22?
So on the 22-day close, it would be just to give us enough time for the
No.
appraisal.
Why is it 22? You guys don't know why did we pick the 22?
love 22, then we could do 22.
It's because it's my birthday. May 22nd is my birthday.
We were just testing her. We all
Oh, whatever.
knew.
You guys did not know that. I cannot believe that. You guys don't know my
Kind of
birthday.
true what Lucy said about 22 because you love 22. There you go.
Yeah, it's my
So
birthday.
they
Yeah, but
reference
you
your birthday.
didn't know that it was because it was my birthday. Okay, so let's see. Let's go.
Lucy,
First-
your birthday is not just one day; it's the whole month of May.
Okay, now don't bully me. I mean, I know.
We celebrate the whole month.
That of course, it's my. I like my birthday. Everybody complains about my birthday. My family complains. My kids complain. My husband complains because it's his birthday is April. So his birthday is April 23rd, the 23rd, and he says on the 24th, it just becomes Claudia's birthday. It's not even May yet, but the 24th, we start talking about your birthday, and I'm like, well, sorry, not sorry. So by the way, I took Nico today to get neutered.
Oh.
I was like so sad when I took him. Oh, he was like, I feel like he knew what was going to happen.
Oh, man.
And he was like saying goodbye to me, and I was just like, he didn't want to go in the back. I don't know. I'm like, so hopefully they would call me soon to tell me that it's all done and he's okay. So let's start with, tell me something personal about you.
Me, let's see. So I have one son, and he actually turned 28 in October. And actually, there's two other people. Lucy's 28 and Daniela's 28. So
Oh,
it's like I have
wow.
3 kids. Sometimes it feels like that. And then another thing is my sport of choice is hockey.
I
And
knew
a
you were
lot of
gonna
people
say that.
don't. A lot of people don't. I mean, like here, especially in Corpus, it's grown over from when I started. Because I actually started watching it in '98
Mhm.
when the team first started.
Who's your team?
Now my team is Dallas Stars.
Who was your team back then?
Back then in '98 I didn't even realize that Texas had
A team?
a professional team. I just knew our local team of the Ice Rays.
Oh, okay.
And that was it. And then later on I started to learn that we had an
Man,
actual
so
team
the
here.
Ice Rays has been since 1998?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They
I didn't
started-
know that.
they
I
started
had
in
no
98.
clue about that. Wow.
Yep. So it was
So this is a
big
true
thing.
story. And this is crazy because she has a picture of the guy. What's the name of the guy that you like?
Tyler Sagan.
For
I
a
like all of
minute
them.
there, I thought that she was like me and only likes the like I like Tom Brady, and then she has a picture there on his office, and I'm like, "Where's the picture of your husband?" No, he's like, "That's my husband."
No, he's right there on the wall.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Maria?
I have 2 kids, and they're both in high school. One is 14, and the other is 16, about to be 17. So she'll be graduating soon.
Oh, does she have plans to go to college here, or
She wants to move away from me.
she wants to move away? All kids want to move away. How are you feeling about that? You hadn't told us about that.
It's bittersweet, of course. I mean, it's exciting, but it's also sad because we know they're going to leave us soon.
You get used to it. I mean, now that Andrea is over there, I mean, it's like, it's cool. And I like talk to her. But sometimes like she calls me and I'm like, dude, I'm busy. Like, I mean, and then I call her and she's like, Mom, I'm in class. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. There's a 2-hour difference. So that's like, it gets tense. I still miss her a lot, but it's good to when we go and visit or she comes and visits. So you kind of like it, I think that you get excited to see kids do what they're supposed to do and be achieving what they're dreaming, seeing their dreams come through. That's super big for moms. So I think you're going to be okay. We'll keep you busy.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
busy.
it's hard because I've been an empty nester since 2013 when Justin
wow.
graduated.
So for a long time, yeah.
It just after a while, it's like you said, you want to see them achieve. Because
Yeah.
I always told them, I want you to do more than I did.
Yeah.
Like have more than I did, travel more than I ever did, or anything like that. So he's done a lot of that already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's sad at the beginning, but then it's kind of cool, like you said, to see them achieve different things,
do
and
it.
different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. What about you, Lucy?
I have 2 kids. So one's 10 and then one is 4. And then
Camila is 4.
she's 4.
Oh my God. I thought that she was like literally like 2 or 3. She's 4 already. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
she's a
why she
Sour
has all
Patch.
that sass and everything,
Yes.
right? She has a lot of sass.
A lot.
Yeah. Like you.
No.
No.
No. She reads me.
And then what else?
And I'm expecting.
You're expecting a baby. What are you expecting? tell the story because I want this to be on record. Tell the story about how you thought it was a boy and then it was a girl.
Hi, my poor baby. So I'm due in January. But we did blood work, me and my husband, and it was a boy, and we were super excited. Yay, a boy. And I went to my sonogram and it's a girl.
She was so happy. I'm not trying to be mean or a bully, but she was so happy because she is a girl and she wanted a boy and she really wanted a boy. So she was like, oh my God, we're having a boy. We're having a boy. And then it was a girl.
And she
then
was calling
we were-
her Richie.
Yes,
You
we
call
had
her
we had a
Richie.
name for the boy, and we're like Richie, and she would always be kicking me. So I was like, oh, she loves her name. He loves his name, and then it's a girl. So she hated her name.
The girl was probably like, Mom,
Yeah.
not the boy's name.
It is.
Mom, I'm going to be bullied at school.
So, yeah. The name has changed. It's no longer Richie.
What's the name now?
Grace. I like Grace.
Graciela?
No.
Pues,
Grace.
you said Grace?
Grace and Gracie for short, but not Grace.
Graciela. Well, that's in Spanish, is Graciela.
I know, but
Your mom is going to call her Graciela.
Grace.
Hi, Lucy's mom. Lucy's mom is so sweet. Lucy's mom puts the best comments on Facebook all the time.
I know she does.
Yeah,
Those
she like-
little emojis.
Yeah, she always puts all the best comments. Okay, so let's leave with Maria. I want you to give the realtors 1 or 2 tips to make the appraisal go smoother. Or like 1 or 2 things that you can tell the realtors that if they would make those changes to maybe the contract or what is important on the loan process that the realtors should remember to do. That will make maybe, I don't want to say that will make your job easier, but you know, that it will help the whole process go smoother.
So maybe when adding amendments, it's probably best not to include the reports of the inspections. Also, if it's FHA and there's chipped paint, more than likely the appraiser is going to call it. And I feel like that would just help your borrower with final inspections. And
What about mail outs?
let us know if it's a mail out for sure. That way we can know ahead of time and we have time to get them their docs.
So let me just explain what she means on the amendments and the report. So a lot of times the realtor will put on the amendment, seller to repair item 18 on home inspection report. Well, the underwriter is just looking, and sorry, I love my underwriters, but they're sometimes just looking for something like more to add. So they're going to say, oh, okay, item 18. I need all the pages on the report. You know how lenders would love to ask for every single page, even if it's empty. So, avoid that. Type it up. Just put what is the thing that they're going to repair, and that's going to help better. Okay. And then the mail outs. I mean, sometimes, it's a mail out, meaning we have to send the package, wait for the package to come back. Buyers cannot. So if you have a buyer and a seller in different places and it's a mail out, they can't sign different set of documents. They have to sign the same document. So you have to mail it out and then bring it in and then have the other sign it. And if we find the last day that it's a mail out, well, your closing is going to be late. So just remember about that. Lucero, what tip would you give your people that are wanting to apply?
I mean, just make sure that you have funds available. I know it sounds pretty down payment assistance and help. It sounds pretty, but I mean, you want to have money of your own as well to help, right?
Yeah. So to piggyback on that, I know that there's a lot of advertisement out there like, oh, buy a house, you need no money. You can just like do it like right away and all these and that. But you have to remember that you're going to need money at some point for an appraisal, for the home inspection, just as easy as an underwriter. If you have a bank account and you have $10 there and you're trying to buy a house and your payment's going to be $1,500, they're not going to give you a loan if you show no money on your bank account. Now, I'm not telling you don't apply. We can actually tell you how much money you need to save, but make sure that you understand that, you know, a lot of those advertisement of like, oh, you need no money, you know, there's more to it than you need no money. Christine?
On us, it would just be for employment. The best thing is know your employment history, please, because we need 24 months straight employment history. So a lot of times, I know a lot of times people work at those jobs where they have to change no matter what. But just kind of keep your history somewhere where if you need it, you have it. Because we go a lot of times where it's like, oh, no, it was 8 months here. No, it was 3 months here. It was 4 months here. And then we get the actual VOEs. And it can cause a delay, or it can actually cause someone maybe not to qualify
Yeah.
at that time. So just know your history of your employment, and please do not deposit cash in your account. No cash unless you ask us about it, because it could cause problems. Also, just be aware if people are giving you cash to buy your house, because we cannot use cash. No matter if your uncle told you from 10 years ago they did it, things are not the same in the industry from 10 years ago. They're not even the same from 2 years ago. They change constantly. So getting advice from people that bought a house before, it's
not
okay,
the right,
but
yeah,
it's not going to be the same. I wish it was, because back in the day you could do loans with hardly any paperwork, but it doesn't work the same.
So
Not
since
now.
since we're on October and it's Halloween, Maria, what's the scariest thing that you have seen on a contract? Like fast, because we're like running out of time, Maria.
They put in their cash that was going to be given back to the seller.
To the seller or to the buyer? To the buyer.
Maybe
Yeah, that they put, yeah, that's very scary when you put in that like, oh, seller to give the buyer $5,000 for repairs. Yeah, no, the buyer cannot, after closing, they cannot get any cash after closing. That's like literally illegal. So don't do cash after closing. And if you do, please do not, we don't want to know. Don't scare us. Christine, what's the scariest thing that you have seen on an application?
When someone says they've been at one place for 5 years and you get the VOE back and they've been there 6 months, they worked there before, but they didn't tell me about the history in between. So I'm all like, wait a minute, what do you mean? I'm all like, you got to give, like I said, you got to give the correct history. Even if you did work at that place before, if you left for a little bit, please let us know. I mean, that makes a big difference. Honestly, it does. We just want to be prepared.
Lucero?
Probably when I see a super big, large deposit on the bank statement, I get scared. Because I'm like, where is this money coming from? And sometimes they're like, I had it under my mattress. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't think we can source that.
Well, it's fair to say that we have a lot of fun here at the office, especially when we, dealing on a daily stuff that we have to tackle and, make sure that we, even, I guess, dress up and make it pretty looking and all this for the underwriters and all that. So we have we have a good time, and I'm very happy to have these three ladies with me, working with me. And yes, Christine, we might retire eventually, but not for a long time from now. So next episode, thank you all for watching this one. But next episode, I'm going to have my marketing person and my personal assistant, Chris and Ventura. So don't forget to tune up for next time. Thank you.
Thank you.